Ladies and gentlemen, are you just as upset as I am with the media and the establishment doing everything they possibly can to choose our next president? Are you also as mad as I am that the elected officials in Washington are worrying about themselves and their friends? How about our candidates running for the presidency? They're arguing with each other. Some of the people are calling other people in other families names, and they're calling each other liars, and they're doing deceptive practices throughout the campaign. I find this to be totally unpresidential, and it really drags our country down, and I am not happy with this at all. It seems like we're dealing with school children. There is one man that does stand above all this, that has integrity and is as honest as the day is long. And that's Ben Carson. And he's running because the people reached out to Ben Carson and asked him to please save our country and look out for our children and our grandchildren and future generations to come. Ben Carson is also looking at changing the job market and saving the finances, and is the only candidate out there that has called for Congress to declare war on ISIS. Ben understands the seriousness of this. He actually went to the Middle East and saw what was going on there firsthand. From there he went to Africa to see what was happening there with the different training grounds happening in Africa. So Ben Carson is a very serious candidate that is looking out for we the people. Unfortunately, the media is doing everything they possibly can to shut him out. That's after they had smeared him. So they smeared him and acted like he had all kinds of stuff that he was maybe not being so honest about, and tried to fabricate whatever they possibly could. But when they couldn't find anything on him, they decided, well, we will just shut him out. Unfortunately, the Republican National Committee hasn't stood up for Ben Carson whatsoever. So this just continues, and they're trying to shut Ben out. Now, why are they trying to do this? The reason is because Ben Carson understands how dirty things are in Washington, and he plans on changing that. He's not going to play the old political games that have been going on in Washington for years. Ben's not going to keep the Republican Party in power, playing their games. He's actually going to look out for we the people. Ben has many good plans, and you need to go to his site and see his plans, and you will understand how lucky we are to have Ben Carson running for president. Ben, I know it's tough, and I know you said you're not going to quit, and I don't want to see you quit. I just want to see you keep going on. I speak to people throughout the country. I spoke to 2 people in Texas today, and I've spoken to people in Ohio and Virginia and New Hampshire and Iowa, and everybody's on the same page. They want you to stay in there. They want you to keep fighting, because we know how important it is to have you as our next president. Because if you're not our next president, things are going to go on like they have for years. We need somebody who's going to go in there and is going to fight for us. Stop the nonsense. Not worry about the special interest groups. The special interest group that you will be looking out for, and that you promised, and I know that you'll be looking out for, is we the people. So I am encouraging everyone to go and look at Ben Carson, and I'm asking you, Ben, don't stop going. We have your back. Don't worry about whether or not you get the nomination. You can always run as third party, and you can be right up there to the general election, and you are leaps and bounds better than any other candidate that's out there. We need you, Ben Carson, to be the next president of our United States, and I believe you will be the greatest president of our lifetime.